better not risk it and say it quietly, because who knows, maybe they'll hear us and come to hunt us? Are you ready for another post-apocalyptic horror adventure? And you better be, because there will be another sequel from the horror franchise, A Quiet Place, and it's coming to hit the theaters. So here's what we know about the third episode of Paramount's successful franchise that gave the horror movies a new impact. Both Quiet Place movies from 2018 and 2021 were huge hits, and both brought success to Paramount Studio. The numbers and the ratings were good enough for John Krasinski, the director, to announce another third movie that's supposed to complete the franchise trilogy. But let's make a quick recap on the story from the previous movies. Blind, ugly, and deadly alien creatures with sharp hearing will land all over the earth and will kill almost the whole population. One of the survivors is the Abbott family, and they're our main heroes in the story. Evelyn and her husband Lee live on an isolated farm in the forest with their 3 children, daughter Reagan, and sons Marcus and Beau. To avoid being heard by the deadly creatures, they must be really quiet and try not to make any loud sounds. They're communicating through sign language, but it's hard to avoid making any sounds at all. It's enough to step on crunching leaves and they'll come. In the first movie, the Abbott family will lose Lee and one of the sons, Beau. With only a $17 million budget, the first part of A Quiet Place managed to gross over a fantastic $341 million worldwide. And not just that, the movie even earned an Academy Award nomination for Best Sound Editing and many more awards from other movie festivals. The movie also scored a remarkable 83% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes and a solid 7.5 rating on IMDb.
Get it done! Get it done!
This was more than enough for a sequel to be released in 2021. Our family is now without a home, and they're looking for a new place to live and hide. Evelyn's daughter Reagan is deaf, and she'll find a weak spot on the creatures. She'll discover that the high-frequency audio feedback makes them vulnerable and disables them. One day her brother will hear the song Beyond the Sea on the radio, and for Reagan this is a sign that there are other survivors out there. One of the new faces in the second movie is Emmett, a guy who lost his family and will agree to help the Abbott family to hide in his shelter. Reagan will ask Emmett to help her to get to the island where she thinks that there are more survivors. Together, they'll try to get a ship to go to the island, and suddenly they'll be attacked by some feral people. To protect them from the attackers, Emmett will make a loud sound, the creatures will appear, and they'll kill the attackers. Another weakness of the monsters is that they can't swim, and that's why a large colony of people manage to survive and live on an isolated island. But somehow, one of the creatures will manage to reach this free land and will start killing the inhabitants. But Emmett and Reagan will save the day, and you should hit that like button below the video. No really, Emmett and Reagan will save the day when they reach the radio station and transmit a high frequency through the speakers. Their action will also help Evelyn, Marcus, and Evelyn's baby, who has been trapped in the shelter. Well, this is more than enough to watch the movies if you haven't done it by now. I can assure you that you won't regret it. Yes, it's a fantasy movie, but it has a lot of story in it and huge surviving action. The sequel had a budget 3 times bigger than the first time, but the movie earned less than Quiet Place 1. However, we can't say it wasn't a success because almost every critique was positive, and that's why today we're speaking for another third movie that will hit the big screens. But when is the third movie coming? Luckily, we have the release date. John Krasinski, who directed the previous 2 films and played Lee Abbott in February this year, announced that the third film of A Quiet Place will come in cinemas in 2025. However, we don't have an official announcement from Paramount that Krasinski will sit in the director's chair once again. The information says that Krasinski has already written the screenplay for the movie, and he put inside some incredible ideas that will make the third film one of the best sci-fi horror survival movies ever. And what about the cast crew for Quiet Place 3? Who's coming to reprise their role? Here are the answers. As for now, only 4 names from the cast crew are officially announced. Noah Jupe, who portrayed Marcus Abbott in both previous movies, is returning to reprise his role, as well as Millicent Simmonds, who will play Reagan again. Unfortunately, Emily Blunt, who portrayed the fighting and self-sacrificing mother, Evelyn Abbott, is still not confirmed to return to the role for the third film. One of the mysteries in the second movie is whether Emmett died at the end of the movie. We can't say for sure, as there's a lot of time until 2025, and Cillian Murphy is always welcome to come back to reprise his role. I also found the names of Alex Aliferenko Jr. and Siobhan Majoy, who are supposed to play some residents, and that's all we can find out by now. Maybe before the filming, you'll hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell below the video. No, really, we can expect to find out about many other acting names before the filming before the movie starts. And you can always tell us your suggestions in the comment section down below the video. All the details connected with the plot of the third movie are currently under wraps, but as Emily Blunt said to Collider recently, Krasinski has a lot of ideas for the movie. The actress said that the director will summarize the reactions to the second movie and then he'll engage completely for the third one. Krasinski also shared some information in an interview for Empire by saying that the third movie will bring some things that we've never seen before. Krasinski made us wonder in the previous film that we found out that the creatures are vulnerable. He also commented on this new situation by saying, "What will the world do with this weapon? Will they be responsible for it, or will they not?" Some leaks are suggesting that A Quiet Place 3 will have to break its dead character rule. We remember that just before Emmett and Reagan killed the monster on the island, the new unnamed character played by Jimon Hansu was dragged by the alien creature. We certainly don't know if he died, but we didn't see him alive either after this. It seems that A Quiet Place 3 will be stronger if the movie brings back this character. Hansu's character was some kind of a leader of the surviving colony on the island, and he can be a great duo with Murphy's character Emmett.
You heard the song. Figure it out.
The director knows this, and according to the leaks, will make these two an incredible action horror tag team. Hansu's character is important for the third movie to explain how these people on the island managed to survive for such a long time without any monster attacks. The good thing for the fans is that Millicent Simmonds will reprise her role as Reagan, even though some speculations were saying that she won't come back. Asked about the movie, the actress said, "We were discussing with Emily and Noah what might happen or what could we do in the next part, and there was a lot of joking on that." Interesting thing is that Paramount also confirmed that a spin-off film from director Michael Sarnowski will hit the theaters in 2023, so it seems like the franchise will only grow in the future and we'll enjoy many post-apocalyptic horror stories in the coming years. While you're waiting for further word on A Quiet Place 3 and the spin-off, you can always revisit the first two installments. For now, thanks for watching and see you next time.